Then, see, I knew it. I knew she was gonna show up. Oh my gosh. Hi everyone, my name is Mimi and welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to be reacting to Classroom of the Elite Season 3, Episode 12, Change Your Desires Rather Than the Order of the World. Last episode was the duel, I guess, between Sakayanagi and Ayanokoji. And was it not for the interference of this new chairman, Class C would have won that, but they lost. And then Sakayanagi and Ayanokoji had a chess match, like in real life, between them two. Ayanokoji won. And then at the end of the episode, Sakayanagi held his hands, was like, you know, touches the, what is that did you say? Like she's trying to teach him human warmth, I guess, through touch, I guess, and telling him not to forget that human touch is essential or something or other. They're trying to give him some kind of warmth because it's ever since he was a child, he's been in that white room, so he's devoid of that, you know. So I love that scene at the end there. So that's what happened last episode. And before we get into this one, if you guys like my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please consider supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/mini. And now let's start this episode. And here we go. Okay guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comment in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review. A changer mes désirs que l'ordre du monde. He's graduating. Yeah. So, are they leaving this? Is he leaving the school? What are you calculating? Well, I don't know the result between these two. Well, I guess the fact that Ryuen is still there means they didn't lose. Oh, so he's leaving the school. Tell you the truth, I don't really know how the class system work. Oh my gosh, I'm watching this stuff and I'm like, I don't know. They probably said it previously or something or other, but what class is? Probably year one or something? Does it go from like 1 to 3 or 3 to 1? Probably 1 to 3. Since it's his third year. So once you read the third, whatever, you leave, right? I may be sounding dumb right now, but whatever. And I believe there are class 1A, class 2As or something or other. How many classes of A are there? Is there a class 3A?
まずは最終特別試験。入学してきたばかりのお前たちとは大きく見違えた。けど先生、俺たちまた D クラスに。
He did say that. That they were gonna come back to class D.
年間を通してクラスポイントの増減では一
Oh?
番ポイント。なんかあるんじゃねえだろうな。何もない。だが成長したのは他のクラスも同じだ。
最終試験は苦戦したみたいね。龍炎くんの作戦にまんまとやられたって感じ。
Okay, so she lost.
訴える生徒が多かったと聞いたわ。
Class B students?
間違いなく龍炎くんの罠だった。
Judo? Why? Is whose teacher is that? From their class? Why did he?
ダメ元で学校側に訴えるべきじゃないかしら。今回のことを戒めにしたいの。 それならよそのクラスの私が余計なことを言う必要はないわね。率直に言って来年度からは協力関係を解消させてもらいたいの。でもうまく関係を維持することはできるんじゃないかな。お、私は来年度 B クラス以上になることを確実な目標にするわ。お、本気なんだね。救いようのなかった私たちに協力関係を持ちかけてくれた一ノ瀬さんには感謝してるわ。 B クラスも全力で行くから。ええ。
He's just drinking. Ay, ay, ay.
なせるようになったと思ってたんだが。
あなたには関係ないでしょ。
Hmm.
その前に
Okay.
やるべきことをやっておくか。
What does he ought to do?
月城理事長代理を止められるとは思えない。
Oh, okay.
彼に対抗できる後ろ盾が欲しいということか。それなら真島先生が適任だ。
Mashima?
ありがとうございます。では
最後に一つ聞いてもいいかな。
卒業後のことは考えているのかな。
卒業後元の場所に戻り、そこで指導者としての道を進むことになるでしょ
Back to the White Room?
う。だからこそこの3年間を守り通すつもりでいます。
Is he going to see this Mashima sensei? Okay.
よほどのことなんだろうな。
This was the dude that stopped Ichinose, right?
平穏な生活を送りたいんじゃなかったのか。
Well, that dude wanted to live peacefully, so
月城理事長代理により仕組まれたものだとしたら。
まだ完全に信じきったわけじゃないが。
しかし真島先生は最終特別試験のルール違反で今朝減給を言い渡されたばかりでしょう。 B クラスと D クラスの柔道
oh, so I was like, is that allowed?
そのまま対戦していたら大きな事故につながったでしょうね。
Okay, so it wasn't
真
allowed.
島先生は独断で不先輩のジャッジをした。
生徒にとって危険と判断すれば止める。不正があれば正す。
真島先生が首を縦に振ったのなら私も協力しよう。
交渉成立といったところでしょうか。排除するまでの間だけですが、 A クラスにとって邪魔となる場合にはいつでも容赦なく叩き潰します。
まずは生徒のお前たちが出るんだ。こっちは後でバラバラに退出する。
Are we sure this whole thing went without this chairman's knowing?
月城理事長代理を排除してそれで終わることなのか。
どういうことだ。
その後次の資格が送り込ま
Assassin.
やっぱり来たんだな。
何よ、いけない
以前のまま
かしら。私は私よ。何も変わっていないわ。
Hmm.
言ってくればいい。妹としての特権を使ってこい。
ちょっと弱気になってるわけじゃない。兄さんが過ごした3年間を見てみようと思ったからここに来たの。
When did you get
俺を
up there?
あんたと話す機会も
Okay.
これで最後になるかもしれないと思って。
お前に頼みがある。
うん。
鈴音にその日の正午正門で待つと伝えてくれ。
自分で伝えた方がいいんじゃないか。
お前からうまく伝えてほしい。
I thought someone was watching them from down below. I know, but I would be so glad to be leaving that school.
自分の成長を見せることができなかった。このまま別れてしまっていいの？私は偽物だ。私が本当に兄さんに見てもらいたかったものは、ありがとう偽物。そして紛れもない 本当の私。
Did he convince her or not? She gonna show up or not?
綾小路、お前はどうして自らの才能を隠すように過ごしている？
単純に目立つのが好きじゃないからだろうな。
お前も何かを残すためにこの学校に来たんじゃないのか？
何かを残す。
綾小路清隆という生徒がいたという記憶を刻まれた生徒たちは生涯忘れることはないだろう。だからこそ失望させてくれるな。
よく考えてみる。
そろそろ行くことにしよう。すまないな。最後まで迷惑。
And then the sister's gonna show up.
一方的な願いになるが、鈴音のことはお前に任せた。また会おう、綾小路。
Will they though? I mean, if after he graduates, Ayanokoji, if after he graduates from the school, he's gonna go back to, I'm guessing, the white room, then, see, I knew it. I knew she was gonna show up. Oh my gosh. She stopped dressing up like her brother. That's what she's saying. Thank you to the must fix stuff or something.
鈴音、
1年。いいえ、何年もかかってしまいました。そして自分の道を見つけるためにこの学校で仲間と共に学んでいきます。
That's how it always should have been.
した一番の理由が何だかわかるか？
いえ。
お前は俺という幻影にとらわれた。だがお前はもう大丈夫だ。それを今確信した。
Okay, now can you guys hug?
昔長い髪が好きだと言ったのは嘘だ。確かめるために嘘をついてしまった。許せ。
See, I was like, hug each other. What the heck? Y'all brother and sister. You'll just be like standoffish like all the time.
鈴音、俺はお前のことを大切に思っている。
兄さん。
成長したお前を見せてもらう。
はい。精一杯。
また会おう。
はい。
I like it. I like that. That was a nice scene between brother and sister. It's done. There's not really much to talk about this episode because there's not really much happening. Class, the result of Class D versus Class B is that Class D won. When it came to the subject of judo, the teacher just like jumped in there and then forfeited it, and I'm like, okay, is that allowed? I don't think that's allowed, you know, and it wasn't allowed. And this new chairman made him take a pay cut or something or other as a result of that. And Ryuen won, you know, and class D, no, class C is now class D. So who's now class C? Ryuen is Ryuen back to being class C? I'm guessing. I don't know. But Ayanokoji's prediction came true. He said that the class was gonna go to class C and then come back to class D in a previous episode, and that's exactly what happened. They were class C for a little while, but then at the end of this term, they went back to being class D, and the teacher was praising them for the growth that they've had, but she also warned them that the other classes also have grown, so they should keep up um their efforts, I guess, in the coming term. Now, Ayanokoji called Sakayanagi's father in order to get his help when it comes to this new chairman. And her father told him about this teacher that could possibly help him, and the teacher was the same teacher that intervened in the Ichinose affair that forfeited Ichinose's team, when it came to the judo thing. So he's the one, Mashima Sensei, he's the one that Takayanaki's father pointed Ayanokoji toward, and he said that he was going to set up some kind of meeting, so that they can have a talk, and that there are cameras around, so they have to manage things in such a way so that they don't, invite suspicion or something or other. And when he got to the meeting place, well, before he got there, Sakanagi's father asked him, like, what are his plans after he graduated, and he said that he was going to be, that's how I understood it, that he was going to go back to the white room. That's how I understood it. I don't like it, I guess. And he said that that's why he's so protective of these 3 years here. He doesn't want his father to intervene. He's just going to spend his 3 years here, learn more, I guess, for himself, and then go back. Maybe once he learns more of the way this school system work and these students and their personalities, and he imbues other emotions before he goes back to the white room, then he's the way of doing things in the white room is going to change based off of that, I'm guessing. But okay, so after his talk with Sakayanagi's father, he went to the meeting, and his teacher was there, and Sakayanagi was there as well. And he told them what this chairman did during the final exam, and they were surprised, especially Mashima Sensei. He was surprised, and but then they agreed to help him, and Sakayanagi also said that she was gonna help him at least until they've completely dealt with this new chairman, and then he leaves. And then they can go back to being sort of like enemies, class A versus class D and whatnot. And after Sakayanagi and Ayanokoji left the room, the two teachers were there talking, and they were wondering if this is just gonna end, if they were to get this new chairman to go, or is this gonna escalate in such a way that it's gonna go past the fact that this is all about Ayanokoji and affect the whole school, you know. And they're just gonna hope that that's not gonna happen. But we'll see. I don't know how far this father is willing to go in order to get Ayanokoji out of this school and back to the white room. Is he willing to destroy this whole school? I don't know. We'll see how all that goes. Um, and then the last thing is Ayanokoji and not Ayanokoji, Suzune and Manabu. They're having a real talk, I guess. Suzune shedding her old uh, obsession, I guess, for her brother. She cut off her hair. She stopped the way she dresses like her brother. Now she's back to the way she used to be before her obsession, I guess, to her real self. And then she went up to the meeting that she was late for or whatever, because Manabu asked Ayanokoji to get her to come see him on his last day of school at a particular time. But there was like 10 minutes left to the appointed time, and she wasn't there yet. And Ayanokoji and Manabu were having a nice discussion. And Manabu was basically sort of like pushing Ayanokoji to come out of the darkness and into the limelight and show people exactly who he is. And Ayanokoji's like, I don't really want to do that. And Manabu was like, I think it said that Manabu said I don't know. They said something about him affecting the whole school, and Ayanokoji just said that that's for people like Manabu or whatever. And then Manabu is like, you may not affect the whole school, but you can affect the students and make them, even after years and years, make them remember that there was a student called, Ayanokoji that was in their school or something. Like he could make an impact, an unforgettable impact on the students in the school. And he wanted Ayanokoji to think about that. And he's like, okay, I'll think about it. And I want him to too. Like it's nice and everything where he's like in the darkness and manipulate things from behind and all that. But I also kind of want people to know how smart he is and all of that. I don't know. I guess we'll see if he's gonna continue like that or if he's gonna come out of the darkness. So yeah, like I said, I like the hug that they give each other, Manabu and Suzune at the end there, because I'm like, ever since Suzune came to the school, and there's always been this distance between them two, you know, Manabu acting like he hated his sister. She always like there trembling and I don't know, wanting his approval and whatnot. And I'm like, yo, stop it. So at the end, the fact that they gave each other a hug and she was crying in his arms, and I'm like, oh, okay, I like that. That's nice. When they started this episode, I'm like, I don't get the school system, but at least by the end of it, I understood a few things. There are 3 years. They spent 3 years there. It goes from class one to class three, and at the end of class three's term, you leave the school, you graduate and leave. And but then now I'm wondering like the class 1A and class 2A things, like how does that work? I guess it's sort of like maybe there are only supposed to be a certain amount of students in each class. And if, let's say, if each class is supposed to have 10 students and there are like 30 or 40 1 years in the school, then there are going to be like 4 classes for that 1 year. And there's going to be like a class 1A, class 1, class 2A. No, I'm talking about class 1 year. What the hell? What am I talking about? Okay, now I'm confused because I was thinking, okay, there's 3 years, right? When you first show up there, you're gonna be like the first year, right? But then if that's the case, what about the class D, C, B, and A? Is the, I'm confused. Can someone explain it to me? Uh, okay, you have class 1A. That's the one main. Okay, I guess I'm confused. I was about to say that's the one mean that you were third year, but no, that's not it because we have class 1D. The Ayanokoji's class is 1D, right? So is the D the year? I'm confused. Someone explain it to me. How this class system works. Where the D and the B's and the C's and the A come from? Why is there a class 2A, a class 2B? Is there class 2B? I don't know. Like why is there class 1A and class 2A? Like someone explain it to me. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and if you want to see my reaction to the next episode, the link is going to be in the pinned comment, so you can just click on it and you can watch it right now. And you can also catch up with all my previous Classroom of the Elite reactions. There's a playlist in the comment as well. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Freedom, freedom, forgive.